Miss Getty is busy, officer, and has instructed me to wish you good luck. That is all. If you'll just tell her goodbye, sir.
It's one of the RADA drummers. They transmit coded messages through the quarter for the Voodoo Cartel.
You know, I know who you are.
The drummer ignores Gabriel and just continues drumming. Unnerving, isn't he?
Hey.
The drummer looks at Gabriel but says nothing in return.
Can I bother you again, officer?
What is it this time?
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Can't say that I have, but it sounds dirty.
I'm here to see Detective Mosley.
He's in his office. Go on back.
Detective Mosley. Hard at work, I see.
Yeah. What is it, you wanker?
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
Not since the last time you asked.
How can I convince you to reopen the case?
I already told you. You still need to prove that there's a legitimate voodoo cult in Narland. Prove that they're a threat. Get me a lead on the cult.
It's Gabriel's sketch of the series of crosses from the Laveau tomb wall, with magenta moonbeams translation penciled in.
These symbols are from Marie Laveau's tomb in St. Louis Cemetery. They're part of a secret voodoo code which I had translated by a voodooier.
Do they say anything about the murders?
Well, not exactly.
I'm sure that's a legit code of some sort, Knight, but unless it gives me the names and addresses of the killers, I don't think it'll be much help at this point.
One of the photos from Mosley is an official Voodoo Murders crime scene shot, a graphic close-up of a victim.
I have that murder photo you left for me.
Good. Just don't let anyone know I gave it to you.
I wouldn't show it to a soul.
The photograph of Mosley was apparently taken upon his graduation from the police academy. He had hair then.
I have that photo of you graduating from the police academy.
Oh yeah. My mom loves that one.
The artist's reconstruction of the Voodoo Murders pattern looks accurate to Gabriel. Something about it seems vaguely familiar and creepy.
You know those marks you found around the murder victims? This is a reconstruction of the whole pattern.
What makes you think this is an accurate reconstruction?
Well, I borrowed the partial patterns from your police file and did my own tracing of the pattern at Lake Pontchartrain. An architectural artist reconstructed it for me from the partials.
Really? So this is the whole pattern, huh? That's pretty good work, Knight. But that doesn't prove that this pattern is really connected to voodoo.
It's a newspaper clipping from the year 1810.
This is a newspaper clipping about a murder committed in 1810. That murder is an exact match of the voodoo murders, right down to the marks around the bodies.
This does sound like the same M.O. 1810.
1810. They killed then, they're killing now. Isn't that proof that they're likely to kill again? Or that they are a threat?
Sure, if there is a voodoo cult, they're a threat.
Sam's replica of Madame Cazeneux's snake bracelet looks just like the original.
I have this snake bracelet. It's a replica of one used in secret voodoo ceremonies a few decades ago.
Really? What makes you think so?
I got it from an old Creole lady whose grandmother was an acolyte of Marie Laveau.
Gabriel, we get those little old ladies in here all the time. That bracelet is probably not genuine, and it wouldn't prove anything if it were.
The tracing is of a snake tattoo from Crash's chest.
I took this tracing from a tattoo on Crash's chest. It's related to the underworld voodoo cult.
Yeah? What makes you think that?
It's what Crash said just before he died.
He was probably hallucinating from the drugs he OD'd on. Probably got that in the Navy or something.
No, I'm sure it's related. It's a snake, see? And
even if it were a signal of some sort, that doesn't prove that the murders were done by a legit voodoo cult.
Partridge's notes are scribbled on the notepad paper.
I have this. Take a look at these notes. They're from Professor Partridge at Tulane University.
Yeah? What about them?
They confirm that the pattern from the murders is of African origin.
Really? That's incredible, isn't it? Something like that showing up here.
It's been here for quite some time, so it seems.
I'm impressed. Okay, you convinced me. The murders were done by a legitimate voodoo cult.
Gabriel has matched the Lake Pontchartrain scale with the scale from the museum python.
I have these two snake scales. One's from the crime scene at Lake Pontchartrain. The other's from a snake in the Voodoo Museum on Ursulines and Charters.
Is this common? Do they all look alike?
Not at all. They're both constrictor scales and the coloring is the same. A python's coloring is quite individualistic.
A python?
That's right. Hardly an indigenous snake to Louisiana. Somehow, some way, the Voodoo Museum's python was at the scene of the Lake Pontchartrain murder.
Well, I'd call that a lead, all right. It definitely suggests certain lines of inquiry at the museum. Not bad work, Knight. Okay, I'll reopen the case. I hate to admit it, but you've done some pretty good detective work here, Knight.
Well, you know what they say. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Well, point taken. Glad I could inspire you. I'll check around the department, but I have a feeling I'm on my own. I'll be in touch. Meanwhile, you stay out of trouble. I mean it.
I'll try. Thanks, bud.
Now lay low and let me handle this.
Yeah, fine.
The door is locked. It's getting late. Gabriel decides to go home for the day.